In the heart of the Old West, where justice was swift and love was forbidden, Sheriff Cole hid a secret that could destroy everything he stood for. His love for the outlaw's sister. Dusty Creek wasn't much more than a single street baked by the relentless sun, a collection of weathered buildings that had seen better days, but it was Cole's town. He'd worn the sheriff's star for 5 years, earning the respect of its citizens with a steady hand and a fair mind. He was the law, a bulwark against the chaos that lurked just beyond the horizon. But his biggest challenge wasn't a gunslinger or a cattle rustler. It was a secret he kept locked away. A secret with eyes, the color of the twilight sky, and a smile that could melt the winter snow. Her name was Elara. She was the town's seamstress, her fingers nimble and her spirit gentle. She was also the sister of Blackjack Billy, a notorious outlaw whose name was whispered in saloons from here to the territories. Billy was a ghost, a menace that Cole was sworn to bring to justice. And Elara was the one thing that made Cole's lonely life bearable. Their meetings were clandestine, stolen moments under the cloak of darkness. Tonight, it was by the old cottonwood tree down by the creek, its branches a silent witness to their forbidden affection. The moon cast long shadows as Cole approached, his boots sinking softly into the damp earth. He saw her outline, a delicate silhouette against the silvered water. "Elara," he said, his voice a low rumble. She turned, a small smile gracing her lips, though her eyes held a familiar sadness. "Cole, I was worried you wouldn't come." "I'll always come," he answered, closing the distance between them. He took her hands, his rough palms, a stark contrast to her soft skin. Anything could happen. A deputy could see, someone from town. "And what would they say?" she whispered, her gaze searching his. "That the sheriff is meeting with the sister of the man he's hunting. That his heart is compromised." The truth in her words was a sharp sting. "My duty is to this town, Elara. You know that. I have to bring Billy in." "I know," she said, her voice barely audible. "He's my brother, Cole. I know the bad he's done, but he's still my blood. All I have left." This was the chasm between them, a canyon they couldn't seem to cross. For Cole, Billy was a symbol of the lawlessness he fought against. For Elara, he was family, a memory of a time before life had turned them down such different paths. Cole looked into her eyes, seeing the conflict that mirrored his own. "It doesn't have to be this way. If he'd just turn himself in, I could talk to the judge, argue for leniency." Elara shook her head, a tear finally escaping and tracing a path down her cheek. "You don't know him like I do. Pride is all he has left. He'd rather go down in a blaze of glory than ever see the inside of a cell." She looked away, toward the dark, open plains. "He sent word. He needs supplies. He's hiding out in the ghost canyons." Cole's heart pounded in his chest. The ghost canyons, a maze of red rock and treacherous paths, a place where a man could disappear forever. It was a lead, the first real one he'd had in months. His duty as sheriff demanded he act on it, that he form a posse and ride out at first light. But looking at Elara, at the desperate hope in her eyes, he felt his resolve waver. She wasn't asking him to let Billy go. She was asking for time, for a chance to reach her brother, to reason with him one last time. "Give me 2 days, Cole," she pleaded, her grip on his hands tightening. "Just 2 days. Let me go to him. Let me try to convince him to give up peacefully. For me. For us." He knew it was a risk. A massive, career-ending risk. If anyone found out he'd delayed a pursuit, that he'd given an outlaw a head start because of his feelings for the man as sister, he'd be finished. They'd rip the star from his chest and run him out of town, or worse. But as he stood there, under the silent watch of the moon, he saw more than just an outlaw's sister. He saw the woman he loved, a woman caught in an impossible situation. He saw a future he desperately wanted, a life beyond the dust and duty of his office, a life with her. "The canyons are no place for you, Elara. It's too dangerous. Less dangerous than what will happen if a posse rides in with guns blazing," she countered, her voice firm. "This is the only way there can be a peaceful end to this. Please, Cole." He took a deep breath, the scent of sagebrush filling his lungs. He was the law. But he was also a man, and his heart was making a demand his badge couldn't deny. 2 days, he said, the words feeling heavy, momentous. You have 2 days. But Ilara, if you're not back by then, I'm coming, and I'm bringing the law with me. I can't give you any more than that. A wave of relief washed over her face, so profound it nearly brought him to his knees. She stood on her toes and kissed him. A quick, desperate press of her lips against his. It wasn't a kiss of passion, but one of gratitude and fragile hope. "Thank you, Cole," she whispered against his cheek. "Thank you." She slipped away as quietly as she'd come, a ghost disappearing back into the shadows of the town. Cole stood alone by the creek, the weight of his decisions settling upon him. He had just bet his entire life, his career, his honor, on a 2-day-long shot. He'd compromised his duty for a chance at love. As he walked back toward the silent sheriff's office, the tin star on his chest felt heavier than ever before. He looked up at the vast, star-dusted sky. For the next 48 hours, he wasn't just Sheriff Cole, the keeper of the peace. He was a man waiting, caught between his sworn oath and the woman who held his heart. The quiet town of Dusty Creek slept on, oblivious to the storm that was brewing, a storm that would decide the fate of a sheriff, an outlaw, and the love that dared to exist between them. The next 2 days would determine if his secret would be his salvation or his ruin. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the heart of the Old West. If you enjoyed this story and want to find out what happens next for Sheriff Cole and Ilara, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We post new stories every week, and you won't want to miss a single one. Drop a comment below and let me know what you think Cole should do. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.